Welcome back to Fenway Park, everybody. A live look at some of the party goers, some of the runners who had a chance to come into Fenway Park after the race. Even though they have sore legs, they can walk around and kind of see Fenway Park up close and personal.
And they have to celebrate. I mean, they have been training for months and months, some of them 6 months or more for this day. And once it's over, I'm sure they just want to have a party.
I think what's amazing to me is they were coming in the finish line there in the pouring rain. Most of them still smiling. They were just thrilled to be there.
And then you have those that were struggling a little bit, and it's always so powerful to see those other runners, you know, grabbing someone's arm
Rooting
and
them on,
helping them over the finish line because, you know, once again, they've trained so long for that. We do want to introduce you to another person who was in the marathon today, an inspiring athlete, Eric Corbett. Lost the use of his legs after he was in a car crash in 2000, and now he's turned his passion to adaptive sports.
Yeah, and he's really gotten into it. He finished 6th in the monoski event in the X Games a few years back. I had a chance to meet up with him while he was training about a month ago. There was still, by the way, snow on the ground there in North Conway. He was training, and he still needed to get the day off for the race. It may be one of the hardest places to train for a road race, but the steep roads around North Conway is exactly where you'll find Eric Corbett. Do you feel like practicing in the mountains will allow you to excel in Boston?
I hope so. You know, I'm pretty comfortable coming down the mountain passes, and Boston is a fast course.
By day, he works as a paraprofessional at Kennett High School, but when time allows, Corbett hops into his hand cycle to train for the Boston Marathon. What are you looking forward to most in the Boston Marathon?
It's a tremendous opportunity to get adaptive sports out in front of a lot of people.
Eric Corbett grew up playing hockey and riding mountain bikes. But in January of 2000, at 20 years old, he damaged his spine in a car crash. The message from doctors was not good.
If you do enough damage to your central nervous system, there's not much doctors or surgeons can do. So
Eric was paralyzed from the waist down. Despite his injury, he continued to do his favorite sports with adapted equipment, even competed in the Winter X Games. But one sporting event stuck out, the Boston Marathon.
I remember watching the race when I was in rehab after breaking my back in 2000, you know, that spring, seeing it on TV, and I was always kind of in the background growing up.
He would go on to complete the Boston Marathon in 2005 in what's called a race wheelchair. When he moved to the North Conway area, Eric switched to this hand cycle because it's easier to ride the steep hills.
I can average, 19, 20, 21 miles an hour on flat ground. I don't see a whole lot of that here in the White Mountains, though.
Now, 18 years after his first Boston Marathon, Eric is training for his second go-round. Thanks to winter storms that have him snow-blowing his driveway, Eric does mostly indoor training. But more and more, he's been out on the road, training for the biggest event in New England. Many had no idea he was doing. Wait, they don't know you're doing the marathon?
A few people do, but not too many, just the people I had to tell to get the day off from work.
Well, guess what? They know that he did
They
it
know
now.
yeah.
But I love that. I didn't share that with, he's at Kennett High School as a paraprofessional. We got to see him start the race, which was so cool.
It was kind of neat to see him start the race. By the way, he did manage to finish today in exactly what he predicted, 1 hour and 30 minutes at 11 a.m. on the dot. He was 10th place amongst men hand cyclists. So he did really well today, exactly what he expected. Apparently those White Mountain hills got him ready. Here's what he said.
Helped him out.
How did it feel?
Well, fast. Well, real fast. Great day, a little rainy, but it's better than hot. So.
There you go. How'd the bike hold up?
Really well. I did this 18 years ago at a racing chair. It had some mechanical issues, so I'm just happy to finish without having to stop at a gas station for help.
How's it hold up to the Conway Hills?
It's about the same coming down the Kank. It's similar, a few more uphills here, but not too much different than the White Mountains.
Coming up next, the symbol of the Boston Marathon is a unicorn, and a New Hampshire woman takes that very seriously, catching up with a Yuki-corn.